of a century. Today we have Mr. Neva and Dr. Schultz. Both will defend their claims on whether it was harder to live in the 21st century or the past. Shall we?
Yes, thank you for the conveniences today.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks.
Let's start off this debate with a credible source I found. Then you will be able to share your topics and sources after.
All right, let's get it on.
Oh, thank you, Williamson.
You will take turns introducing the topics. No interruptions. I begin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. If you take a look here on paragraph 13, page 26, you'll see the statistics in the matter of opportunity and unity formed by the regulation contributed to the matter of the fact that is formed by Senate and Congress, published and stamped by educational purposes only. Pardon me. It states that the kids of the 21st century have more advanced technology than the people of the past. Easier courses, and over 80% of children nowadays have more leisure time due to the increases of technology.
Oh yeah, I bet. In paragraph 23, page 12, it says that the technology of today is not as good as you old folk really think it is. The tech actually has some negatives, including cyberbullying, bullying, and making fun of other people. Another downside is the pornography community. I mean, its target audiences are vulnerable teens, small young children. It's the biggest trap out there. It hooks into your loved ones and keeps them in a challenged mental state of being. Overall, it is not good. About 39% of these children have been affected, exposed, and addicted to these harmful sites.
Come on now, Mr. Neva. That's respectfully not the case. Let me tell you when I wrote my action-packed novel named The Wise Cougar in 1965, about my personal experience on the front middle lines of Vietnam.
Whatever.
I was 18 at the time, just trying to get an education, when all of a sudden I received a note in the mail notifying myself that I had been drafted to the U.S. military for the war. That day, I knew my education was going to be gone for good. But that's what I thought. I believed that I would be in and out of Nam in a year or two, but oh boy, was I wrong.
I don't want to hear about this nonsense.
Did I ask about your opinion, Neva? No, I didn't. Well, where was I? I had to watch my new friends I acquired through training shot, blown to pieces, and captured by the Viet Cong. I had to grow up real fast, a lot faster than you kids of this generation.
Well, thank you for your service, Dr. Scholl.
Yes, indeed.
That quite frankly has nothing to do with our argument.
Well, think about it. What do you kids have to do? I'd put my life on the line and suffrage my education from the ground up. You guys just sit around and enjoy playing your little Clash of Clans and Pokemon. Come on now. How's that productive? Come on now.
That is just a bunch of baloney. Those are good games for mind and strategy. Check this out. I found this on the web. Post?
Thank you.
Thank you. This article was published by bmhspridetime.com. The article is, well, it's pretty good.
Now for our commercial break.
We need some backup! Oh, Brady! Ooh, hop, not so rough!
Clash of Clans. Download for free.
Hello, and welcome back to the debate of the This section will be the defendant's information, no counterclaims. Mr. Neva, you may begin.
Thank you. As I was saying, BMHSPrideTime.com has created an informative article that supports my main argument. It was published by Alexei Kordynuk, a student in BMI. Kordynuk states that life was easier for people in the past because they didn't have any cell phones or social media, so they weren't judged as much. He gained evidence by interviewing a professor at a school who grew up around the 60s, 70s, and 80s, just like you old-timer. The professor said that there was no social media, no cell phones, and there was just not a lot of sources to get stress from in the past. He didn't think growing up in his time was, let's say, harder, but instead more easygoing.
Come on, brother. Not everyone's life was the same. You can't take one person's word. Come on, man.
Kordynuk had also shared that kids weren't as pressured to do good in schools and to go to colleges and get better jobs. And as being a student nowadays, we are being pushed to get into good schools, colleges, and jobs. In the end, his professor said kids grew up tougher and people wouldn't try to beat around the bush. They would be honest, making it easier for everyone because people had that trust in place. Sounds like living in the 70s wasn't that bad, huh?
Dead ass?
Dead ass.
Who let this guy become?
Look, he's speechless. He can't even defend his own claim. Look at him.
Whatever, man. Come on, man. It's my turn. I found this article that would support my claim here. Thank you.
Jackass.
Alright, so Amy Norton states that 63% of high schoolers today have ever been on a date, compared to the 81% of high schoolers during the 70s and 80s that have been on a date. So, I have a graph for you all, and it shows here that these are the years on the bottom, 70s, 80s, 90s, thousands, tens, and 20s here, and this is the amount of people that have been on a date. And as you can see, here in my days, right here, numbers are just way bigger than those nowadays, and that really supports my evidence here.
Whatever, bro. Whatever.
54% of high school students in 1991 said they've ever had sex. By 2015, that figure stood at 41%. And I have another graph for y'all. Let me bring my information with me. So, all right, so as you can see, the number in 2015 is much smaller than back in my day in the 91s. And this is just more evidence. As you can see, it's a very reliable source, and numbers are more reliable than anything in the world.
Shut up and use a smart board.
How's a smart board? Anyways, by the 2010s, only 55% of high school seniors have ever worked for pay, versus roughly 3/4 of their counterparts in the 90s and the 70s, as shown again, perfect numbers. In the 70s, 87% of high schoolers worked for pay, and then in the 90s, 75% of high schoolers
You gonna
worked
believe
for
this
pay.
nonsense?
Yeah, they will. Trust me. Anyways, let's put the graphs away. Have a seat back at the round table. Thank you, Mr. Neve.
Whatever.
Parents may still marvel at how fast their kids grow up, but these new studies find that U.S. teenagers are maturing more slowly than the past generations. In some ways, the trend appears positive. High school students today are less likely to be drinking or having sex versus their counterparts in the 1980s and 1990s, which is great, but today's generation is stuck at staring into the screens of technology. Parents may still marvel at how fast their kids grow up, but these new studies find that U.S. teenagers are maturing more slowly than the past generations. In some ways, this trend appears positive. High school kids today are less likely to be drinking or having sex, which is terrible, versus their counterparts in the 1980s and 90s, which is great. But today's generation is stuck at staring into the screens of technology.
Wow, you're high as a kite, aren't you, bud?
Learn how to speak to your elders.
Shut up and take a look at this. Written by Emily Ido, the school editor-in-chief.
Wow.
Bro. Anyways, Ido says that while some students may disagree, the new generation is facing challenges. Look at here. The past generations were never forced to endure those challenges. Competition has intensified, costs of higher education has skyrocketed, violence is more prevalent, and technology has advanced to a point where everything about everyone is available at the touch of a finger.
Come on, brother. That's false. That's false information.
Bro, can you just put a muzzle on this disruptor here?
Please, let Mr. Neva finish his supporting evidence.
Bet.
Shit, just trying to do this. Anyways, there are also pressures for high academic achievement, and they are relentless, with nearly every kid being told from the age of 2 to 17 at how important attending a good college is. Okay, Dr. Schultz, did you go to college?
No.
I proved my case.
Come on, man. It's absurd and not reliable. Come on, man. I was in denial.
Let Mr. Neva finish, please.
Okay, fine.
As I was saying, today's technology has also caused the desperation in young people to find a perfect online image, as well as exposing them to cyberbullying, body shaming, and the world's darkest horrors.
What's that?
Anyways, with the rise in crime, society is also creating an atmosphere where adolescents have to be exceptionally cautious of every person they meet. According to The Guardian, evidence suggests the rates of depression, self-harm, and anxiety among young people are at unprecedented levels. All teens from each generation face similar issues: teen pregnancy, drug and alcohol use, bullying, feeling out of place, stress, breakdowns, and the struggle of searching for one's identity.
Oh, that's nice information.
Thank you, Dr. Scholl.
You actually thought I was serious, you youngin'.
Damn, for real?
Anyways, here in our beautiful home state of Wisconsin, we finally banned the usage of corporal punishment in schools in 1988. But guess what, Mr. Neva? I
What?
graduated when I was 17 in 1964. And let me tell you, Mrs. Stewart gave me that softball pitch of a velocity with that paddle, let me tell you. She sent 34 kids home due to severe complications in the year of '63. That ain't no joke either. I've been hit once by her and once by the custodian, Mr. Johnson. And that custodian hit me with his broom due to the fact that I forgot to throw away my half-eaten PB&J sandwich. Like, come on, man. It had peanuts. Anyways, nowadays, that kind of stuff kids don't even think about. Much less stressful when you forget to throw away your PB&J. And there was also
I think your time's up, bud. Host, can we start out some of that counterclaim?
Okay, folks, now for the counterclaim.
So, where was I? Dr. Schultz, right?
You bet.
Yeah? Alright. Anyways, I was looking back on your first piece of evidence and found that your graphs and percentages were just not trustworthy enough. You tell us that Amy Norton found these percentages, but is she a credible source, and where is she getting her evidence from? Exactly. It just lies under this dark curtain that no one knows.
Give me a break. I could say the same for you, Mr. Neva.
Oh, but you can't, because I did in fact say what the author and analyzer's main statutes were and their positions, which show their proven authority in this topic.
Well, anyways, Mr. Neva, you stated earlier that the technology exposed the young to the world's darkest horrors. What do you mean by that?
You sure you want me to?
Yeah. Can't do no harm now.
The hub.
What?
You know. The hub.
No, I mean, what is that? The hub.
You know.
Damn. My bad. Didn't know I was so blind to the fact.
Yeah, forgive me.
Shut up, Eva. Anyways. The children of today can just avoid the darkest horrors by not clicking onto weird and sneaky advertisements some sites suggest you check out. Kids can also just not publish themselves onto social media platforms that they use today and that have very large numbers of cyberbullying. Bullying has always been around, buckaroo. It will never go away, which is sad. But the kids of my day went through that kind of stuff as well. Come on, man. Emily Ito is a merchandise intern for the products of Guadalajara.
First off, these dark websites are designed to target the young audience and trap them into the dark loop. And second off, Emily Ito was an intern for the Southern State before she became an intelligent author. Get your facts straight, bud.
Well, Amy Norton has been a medical journalist since my days, 1999. And you know, when they're from that time period, they know what they're talking about. Anyways, we can end this with an old-fashioned blood battle. Come and get this Mike Tyson striking, brother.
And that fanboy war story bullshit now. I'm starting that crap and I got it strapped. You feel me, cuz?
I'm just saying, if you're gonna, you better not.
Why Louisiana food is the best food in the world.
'Cause we're slow cooking.
You heard the man. Well, slow cooking's about to pay off fast with some deliciously good deals on my amazing Popeyes chicken. How good? I'm talking 4 pieces for only $5 good. You heard me. 4 for $5 good. Or 10 pieces and all this for 20 good. I'm talking, ooh, now I'm hungry good. Deals like this are why you don't just like Popeyes. You love that chicken from Popeyes.
All right, that's enough for today. I'm barging in this debate before it gets too rough, if you know what I mean. Well, it's up to the people to decide. This is Williamson Holst, the host of the Debate of the Century, signing off for now. Good night.